¿Cómo están a todos? Bienvenidos a un nuevo video. Mi nombre es Sergio Díaz, así que ponte cómodo, relaja tu espalda, que esta historia está por comenzar. Y con buena actitud. En el video pasado hablamos sobre Carlos Monzon contra Rodrigo Valdez. Eso sí, Valdez, porque la vez pasada le corregí el video y en realidad era Juárez. Pero sí, eso me pasa porque me pasa esto a mí, porque a mí.
Fallas técnicas, espere por favor.
Es más, vamos a hablar sobre la segunda pelea entre Rodrigo Valdez contra Carlos Monzon, que ocurrió el 30 de septiembre de 1977. Así que, acompáñenme. 30 de septiembre del año de 1977. La pelea se ocurrió otra vez lo mismo de siempre. Es en Monte Carlo, en Mónaco. Así que no tengo que describir más con tantos entrenamientos, tantos golpes, sparrings. Así que rueda video.
We are in Monte Carlo for a rematch between the middleweight champion of the world from Argentina, Carlos Monzon, and the challenger, Rodrigo Valdez. It is scheduled for 15 rounds, and 30. These two have met before. They don't like one another. It stacks up to be a pretty good fight. May not go the distance.
Two heavy punching people. Monzon, an exceptional champion, and Rodrigo Valdez under the capable Gil Clancy. Gil Clancy you see there in the red and white with Chino Govin, with Howie Albert at championship corner. They all look like they're in flip-top boxes, don't they? They look like advertising written all over both of them. Here's Carlos Monzon, incredibly handsome movie star type Argentinian champion, has been a champion through 13 title fights since 1970. Awful lot of confidence in that man.
And what a tremendous...
Once in a while he keeps flicking it out and he holds the right hand back. Then all of a sudden you find out you're getting killed by his right hand from the third or fourth round on. He's very deceptive. He looks awkward, he looks crude, he doesn't look fluid, but he is. He's one of the finest middleweights of all time. And I include in that list my top favorite fighter, Sugar Ray Robinson.
Well, his challenger, Valdez, is a formidable opponent. He went 15 rounds, remember, just about a year ago against this great champion who has held the title since winning it from Nino Benvenuti back in 1970.
You see the difference in size is going to be a tremendous factor here. Little Rodrigo Valdez, and he's little for a middleweight, has to come under that long jab of Monzon. Monzon's very accurate with a jab. He just keeps you at bay, so you have to pay a price to come in. He'll come in, but every time he comes in, he'll get straightened up by that jab, and that's the problem with this fight.
In some circles, Monzon at 35 would be called over the hill, but not this great champion. And he proved it a year ago when he beat this rugged, younger challenger, Rodrigo Valdez.
And you must say about Carlos Monzon, he has taken on every challenger that has come. He has not ducked anyone. He's taken the hard fights, and he's beaten every one. Impressive man, Carlos Monzon, an impressive presence in the ring. I've worked against him with several fighters, and it's awesome when you see him stand up with those long arms and come jabbing on. It's almost too much to overcome.
Well, when he won the title in 70 from Benvenuti in Rome, they said that Benvenuti couldn't get beat.
Benvenuti was a very fine fighter, as was Emil Griffith, five-time world champion ahead of him.
Good left there to the jaw of the challenger, Valdez. Well, Valdez, the shorter of the two, bobbing and weaving, leaping once in a while at the good right hand thrown by Valdez, catches the champion on the nose.
Good round for Valdez. Valdez is actually up and steaming. He caught Monzon with a good right hand, another good right hand. Those things are grazing punches. They're not landing solidly, but they are definitely putting Monzon off of his game. Monzon is not jabbing as hard, is not keeping Valdez off of him, and he's losing this round.
Well, I got a feel at the age of 35 or so that Monzon knows it's going to go, it's scheduled for 15, and he certainly wants to be around at the end. But as you can see, a very eager and aggressive challenger, Rodrigo Valdez.
He has to force a confrontation.
Oh,
right
great
hand.
shot, straight right hand, puts the champion down on the canvas, and he comes up and raises his arm as the referee Roland Dakin gives him the count.
What a shock. Only the second time of his career that Monzon is down. And Valdez is rushing over to try to finish the job, but I think that's a mistake because Monzon is not hurt. He was temporarily stunned. Another good right hand. He's following him to the ropes. He's driving him into the ropes. Look how clever Monzon is. He's tied him up, spun him around, and grabbed
All but three. Shocked by a straight right hand, flush on the nose that sent him down. He was up right away, and he seems to recovered, and the cobwebs perhaps disappeared from the head of the middleweight champion of the world, shown here again being battered by the game challenger, the shorter of the two, what is facing us now in the white trunks, Rodrigo Valdez.
Valdez with great power in his right hand, knows he can land that punch down, now has the confidence to know that the great Carlos Monzon can go down. Perhaps this is the night that Carlos Monzon gets to the end of his career. This is the night that he goes into retirement. Let us see. Rodrigo Valdez, if it's up to him, will land that right hand over and over again. Monzon doing what he does best. Very cool. Stands up there, puts a left.
Possible victory here in the final round. Less than a minute now remaining.
And that clinching serves to tick off the seconds as the clock relentlessly ticks away the chances of Rodrigo Valdez. You'll notice that Carlos Monzon doesn't take a lot of chance in letting him get a head of steam up. He still does enough fighting to keep Rodrigo Valdez off of him. He could have been fighting very hard, and he could perhaps go for the knockout, but he's content to let it go the 15 and win what he considers an easy and sure victory and retain his middleweight championship.
Less than 30 seconds remaining, and the clock is running out on the challenger, Rodrigo Valdez. Again, they clinch, and maybe for the final time, Roland Dakin will separate the two fighters here in the middleweight title fight from Monte Carlo. Again, they clinch. Less than 10 seconds now.
There will be no knockout. There will be no knockout. He cannot save himself now. He's throwing everything he can, but it doesn't help him at all. At the bell, both men raise their hands in victory.
And we'll be right back with the decision in a moment. We're back in Monte Carlo waiting for the decision. There's the reigning champion, Carlos Monzon. He looks like he's a winner, but we'll have to go up to the ring now and get the official announcement.
L'arbitre, M. Dakin, a donné à Carlos Monzon 144 points.
There it is, the first official, 144, 141, Monzon.
147 pour Monzon.
And the second official, 147, 144, also Monzon.
A donné 145
And 145, 143 again for Monzon. Carlos Monzon, the unanimous winner. He retains the middleweight championship of the world.
Bueno, después de que la producción editaron los videos, etcétera, etcétera. Pero bueno, no se le olvide darle like, suscribirte. Si desean comentar, pues coméntelo. Así que nos vemos en el próximo video y que Dios los bendiga.